All right, folks, we're going to talk more about technique in this video and how it applies to atoms more than a series of atomic moves, because these will be really helpful with a lot of the inside plane variation stuff and a lot of these flowers that get weird with our body being in the way. So with these linear techniques and the hand shuffle, we should be able to fit a lot more flowers in, reasonably around our physiology. So the first thing we're going to look at is the idea of a linear hand path. So a linear hand path is just a hand path that moves in a line like this. So a linear extension, for example, here's an extension. I'll just collapse that down to a straight line, and you get this guy. My hand moves up while the head's moving up. It stops, the poi flops over, and then my hand moves down while the poi is moving down. I can do the same thing horizontally. My hand moves left while the head's moving left. My hand moves right while the head's moving right. I can also do a two-pedal in-spin version of this just by adding a pedal on the extreme sides. So pedal, extend, pedal, extend. Two-pedal flower. Two-pedal linear in-spin flower. So my hand is moving in the spin. The poi is on the bottom, it's moving this way. The poi is on the top, moving this way. So in the spin, right? If I wait for that, this is because of polarity. The poi is on the top, polarity in the same direction would be one way. It flips to its opposite polarity, so my hand moves the opposite direction to remain in spin, right? If I wait for the poi head to pass this line, the polarity switch point, then the same hand path will give me a linear anti-spin. Same hand path. Four-pedal linear anti-spin versus two-pedal in-spin. Being able to do the two-pedal in-spin and the four-pedal anti-spin with the same hand path is convenient, because then all of our hybrids that we were doing that are two-pedal versus four-pedal, they work, which is really cool because we get more ways to display these atoms. And by keeping our hand path linear, we can do flowers with our hands together and make these flowers out of atoms. So, for example, four-pedal versus four-pedal. From the front. But now we have the two different displays. We've got our atom from the front and our linear flower from the side. And you can do those as in-spins. So it gives you a bunch of extra options that will fit around your arms and in between your arms and on all those inside planes. Another cool thing with the linear anti-spin, and basically any anti-spin for that matter, but in the context of atoms, it'll be mostly linear, or at least collapsed ovals, the hand path. But the idea is the hand shuffle. So because this anti-spin has an arc that goes like this, we can fit that pedal with that arc either under our arm or right over our arm. Real close. So pedal on top, even though the line of my hand path goes right by my arm, I can get a pedal to go on top of it or to go beneath it and kind of maintain that hand path pretty convincingly. So that's going to make a lot of these flowers that seem impossible possible. The two-dimensional version of that, like a 2D both wall plane, would be here, right? In an anti-spin wall plane flower, your arms get to this point, and then they can't really go further. We can exploit the arc of that anti-spin to kind of stretch it and get a fairly convincing 4 pedal. And I can do it over the top of my arm too. So if it's over the top of this arm, it'll be under this arm. If it's under this arm, it'll be over the top of this one. Over, under, under, over. Over, under, over. So we can do all of that style thing, but with our flowers. It's going to be really critical for the vertical versus vertical flowers. There's a lot of